Oh, yeah, okay, got him. I guess that would help, huh? Thanks, honey.
Good job, dear.
Got a chatterbait. Got a trailer here, fluke. It's very sunny today. Water's a little bit stained on it, so I'm gonna go with like a translucent, slightly translucent color here, and hopefully that trailer is gonna do enough. I should put a trailer hook on, but let's just see how this performs, see if we get any bites. So usually start off at my favorite spot here, but again, we want to try something a little different. If we can get it across this bank here as usual and see if we can catch something. These catch big fish, don't get me wrong, these catch really big fish, more for the early, you know, this kind of lure is more for the early morning bite, late evening bite, but like I said, we want to give this a throw around and see if we can catch anything. The color's right, but the time of day isn't. Here, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna try to do some crankbait fishing. This is a pretty big one, bright colored crawfish kind of color, and we're gonna see if we can get this across the rocks. There's rock beds across here that we might be able to hit off. So we'll give this a go, and we'll see if we catch anything. I think we got one. Oh, I thought we had one. Oh, we do have one. It's a little guy. There's a big fish right there for you, huh? Yikes. Whoa, buddy. These are sharp, sharp hooks. So bluegill. Bluegill? Yeah, bluegill. Doesn't look like rock bass or anything. Okay, easy, buddy. Easy, I know. That guy just hit it right as soon as it hit the water. But, I mean, look at the size. You should see the size of that fish versus the bait. Like, that's ridiculous. That guy just... He was just, like, pretty angry. No, we went after that. It was like... That was like about his size, really. So... Oh, boy. Let's get out of here. Well, it's a fish for the day. Funny story on this rod. I was meaning to tell everybody about this rod, but this is like, look at this, Shakespeare Reverb. This thing is like, I'm pretty sure it's a kiddie rod. This thing is 5'6", very, very, very short. But you know, it's pretty strong, but it's got a lot of bend in the rod. I found this like I found him like on the, just on the bank. I guess some kid, you know, wasn't. Oh, it's a snag. Oh, I got it. Some kid wasn't too impressed with it, and there was like line all tangled around with it, some weird little side cast spinning reel, nothing crazy on it, but it was on the ground, and I decided to pick it up. And what I did was untangle the line. I just, you know, threw all that stuff out, and I looked, and I mean, this is a Shakespeare's pretty solid rod. You know, at the very minimum, I can, you know, give it to a kid, you know, or if I have, you know, kids, definitely save it for him or her to start off as a rod. But, you know, I started using it, and I paired it off with this, like, this $40 Casking White Supermax. I think this was called Legend Royale. Yeah, and look at this. Look at that reel. Look how far that went. And I'm like rocking this thing. This whole setup cost me $40. And it was really, all of it was this rod, I mean this reel. And I've caught quite a bit of fish with this setup. It is small, but it allows for pretty good casting, very accurate. See, look at that, pretty accurate. So I like it. blade bait. Come on now. Oh, wow. Oh. No way. No way. Oh. Oh. You believe that? Don't know if I'm a big fan of this line here. It's called the it's braid, but it's like invisibraid, so spider wire's invisibraid, and fish are not supposed to see it. And I've elected, because of this, I've elected to not go with like a fluorocarbon leader, which I usually put on my line. We'll see how this works. I mean, right now, I really think that this is definitely visible, but what do I know? I'm not a fish, right? So if you guys have any thoughts on the spider wire invisibraid, let me know. Put a comment below. I'll make an assessment, a really true assessment, if and when I catch a fish today. Another fish anyway, except for that tiny little bluegill. Might be too deep for this chatterbait. Usually you want to fish this in at least less than 10 feet. I don't know how deep this is. But I saw some blow-ups over there. Maybe it's the spider wire not being invisible. Alright, so remember what we rigged on before? We got that blade bait. That's pretty good for this, a little bit of open water. We'll throw that in. What else can I tell you about this this awesome reel? Cast King Royale, Legend Royale. Oh, the gear ratio is super slow. It's great. It's 5:3 to 1. And for those who don't understand the gear ratios, for every one turn of, I guess, the crank or the spool, this spool here turns 5.3 times every one. So you'll hear rods that are like 6.8 to 1, 7.3 to 1, 9.3 to 1. Basically, for every one revolution here, like if it's 9.8 to 1 or 9.3 to 1, sorry, then this spins, this spool turns and effectively reels back line 9 times. Every one, 9.3 times. This particular reel, as I mentioned, is slow. For every one turn here, it's 5.3 times. So if you're like, what's a good application for it? So sometimes if you're going to be throwing a lot of like swim baits and you want them to go like super fast through the water, you want to get a high gear ratio. If you're doing flipping or anything in hard cover or heavy cover, and once you get that bite, you want to set the hook and start reeling that fish out of cover. A 9.3-1 is good because you can get that. You don't need to slow roll that. Once you get the fish, you're reeling and you're cranking in and you're getting out of that cover before you get hung up on other things, right? So that would be the application for that. Something slow like this, sometimes it's good to have, like a crankbait, because you can steadily retrieve it much easier. So this is why I've elected to go with something of a slower reel here for crankbait anyway. Now if I can just catch another fish with it. I actually should be going parallel to the bank here because there's rock, but I forgot my anchor, which I'm pretty upset at, because I'm now all over the place. Then you gotta paddle. What you guys don't see is that I'm drifting, and there's a lot of it's a lot to it, to try to film something and then like try to cast and making sure all your stuff is ready, and then you kind of close your eyes, or after 1 or 2 casts you're facing the other way. Look, just in this shot, completely the other way, so becomes difficult. But small price to pay when you're out here going fishing, right? Let me just turn it around. There we go. Oh, no, 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 that's no good. Oh, oh, got it. Oh boy. Okay, saved. Kind of. That was a little embarrassing since I got that on camera. Went right into the trees there, bud. Not trying to catch no trees. Another thing here, kind of want to go a slow, steady retrieve. Well, mine looks pretty faster, as I mentioned. I got a slow gear here. Well, just want to keep getting along these banks. There's a rock edge here on the bottom, so hopefully I can. The idea is you want to start hitting stuff off bouncing it off some rocks. Try to get some sort of response. But they haven't been biting. Oh, gross, man. Have not been biting. I feel it though. Keep doing some of this, have some patience. It'll happen. Plus I gotta catch something on this reel for you guys in this rod and reel combo. All right, chatterbait. Just switching up between these applications here. You know, we're kind of got some cover. You got a little bit of a lay down here, or sorry, some cover. And since the sun is still out, still hot, you hope that they're not out deep. You know, that they're kind of just hiding behind here, but this is still kind of shallow. They're staying in the water. So as I mentioned, the color is right. It's the time of day. That's the bother thing. That's the bothersome part. Oh boy. Now, I kind of want to tie this big ass swim bait here, but I'm all afraid because this line might give. Man, it's annoying. What am I going to use this again? Try it again. Let's do it. We're going to do it. Honestly, that's a lot of time, again, wasted. You know, retying stuff because of, you know, failing equipment. Like, you know, I don't want to sound like a, you know, like a sour kind of dude, but man, I really like fishing, and I don't like not fishing, if that makes sense. Look at how big this guy is. Let's try this swim bait. Now this is about catching some big old fish. What the heck is that? Oh man, this is frustrating. Look at this. Frayed again. There may be something wrong with my guides, but if it isn't, like, I'm never buying this line ever again. Holy cow, is this frustrating. So angry. Shouldn't be angry when you're fishing. You should be happy. You should be fishing. Fishing. That looks good. I mean, that looks good too. What is up? Sorry, I can't believe let this get to me that much. Like, but yo, be better at making stuff. I'm just joking. You guys make great line, but this was just friggin' awful. All right. Oh boy. All right, trying to get on the biospawn tip. Let's see. Guys are yelling from me at the shore, saying they're seeing a lot of blow-ups. I was just about to head back in, but you might as well throw it in. Oh, yeah. Okay, got him. Oh, got off. Oh man. Knew that one. That was a good hook set too. Got right off. Dang. Oh, dang. Oh, that was a good sized bass. Ah, darn it. He's not gonna make that same mistake again. Oh, I thought that was a really good hook set. It's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. So overall, guys, very tough bite today. The weather's been like pretty weird. We've been getting a lot of like impromptu rainstorms, and the forecast has been showing like a week and a half out time of like rain, and then sometimes it just comes out of nowhere sunny. So the meteorologists here in whoever's calling Tennessee always have a tough time doing so. The weather's very unpredictable. But anyways, the bite again, as I said, was pretty tough. But we did get to try out some new techniques. We started using some crankbaits around some riprap on the rock's edge. We also got to experiment with some other sized jigs, other colors as well. For that type of area, normally you have some decent visibility into the water, but because of the high winds that happened early today, you see it very stained because the current is pushing dirt and mud around, making visibility next to nil in some areas of the water. So anyways, we got to use some different colors, some different techniques. We ended up getting a dink for sure on the crankbait, but it's always fun to fish those. And we lost the big one, unfortunately, by the dock. So we're gonna have to suck that one up and get that back another time. But it goes to show you that these baits do work. You just gotta make sure that you're experimenting, trying out different things, because the weather is never going to be the same all the time. And if you want to be very good at what you do in catching fish, you got to make sure that you're ready for different types of applications. But all in all, I always enjoy my time being outside and on the water. I urge you folks to go out and do the same. It does not have to be kayaking, it does not have to be fishing, but certainly there's a lot of summer left, so get out and enjoy the the weather, because it's not going to be here all year round. I guess that would help, huh? Thanks, honey.
Good job, dear.